Hi, guys. Today we're doing the third episode of my podcast, That's Fine With Me. I'm going to be talking about influencers today, and not only influencers, the whole era, social media. And let's dive right into this video. I wanted to talk to you guys about probably influencers right now. They are considered as someone who's underrated, not even underrated, but some people that are not doing anything in life and they're just filming some weird videos on camera and they're doing absolutely nothing, like bare minimum. And especially, I guess, people over 60 or 70, they feel like it's not a real job. It's not something that you can earn money from. And when they find out that you can literally earn money out of influencer activity, let's say, on social media, then they don't understand how it works. They feel like you do absolutely nothing. I mean, we know this really, really famous actress, and she said that, yeah, people used to work more than 4 hours a day to earn on like house and pay mortgage. And I know that I see a lot of different, not only influencers, but people reacting to this speech because right now the economy is crazy and something that you could afford about 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, you can afford it right now. But it's not the topic of the video. The topic of the day's podcast is influencers and their influence over social media and people. The majority of people are looking for a job, and another, let's say, majority of people, they're looking for this influencer path. I'd say my younger brother is only 8, and when I talk to him, he has this influencer, let's say, who he's up to. He's trying to be like this guy, and every single time I ask him, like, what are you going to be in the future? What is going to be your profession? He's like, I want to be an influencer. And I remember he came to his teacher and they asked, what is going to be your profession? What are you looking for? And he said, I want to be an influencer. And they said, it's not a profession. It's not a profession to be an influencer. I can agree and disagree on that because if you earn money out of your job or something that you do, if you're an influencer or someone like a business owner, then yeah, that is a real job. But if you are not making money out of it, it's your hobby or you're just a volunteer, I'd say probably. And no one really wants to see the background behind it. No one wants to see the work you're putting out there, especially if we're talking about everyday content. Let's say I post at least 2 full videos a day. Oh, not a day. Too bougie. 2 full videos in a week, and then at least 5 shorts where I kind of show you 4 videos, 2 shorts, like shorts with my makeup, 1 short as an outfit, and then a podcast that I upload on Saturdays. That is the main reason why someone would say, oh, it's not a big deal. You just film and that is it. But you literally have to pre-plan your video. You have to like film this video and let's say edit this video at least, then upload it and do this over and over again. And I know that lots of not only celebrities but influencers, they struggle with mental issues and mental health issues because you're staying in the same environment and most of the time you're lacking the actual communication with people and friends. And what really helps me that I have some boundaries and I try not to film through 2 of my days. This is Saturdays and Sundays because I want to feel like I have a real days off. And I try to, go somewhere with my husband or visit my friends or maybe talk to my parents. It really helps a lot. That is the main reason why you have to keep in mind that not everything is looking that pretty until you dive into that. If it makes any sense that you can understand the meaning behind this phrase. But basically, if you see that influencers, they're doing bare minimum, they're just filming some videos, it doesn't mean that they really do a bare minimum. It takes time and energy to create something, to create some content and then just, and face all of these comments. There are lots of negative comments. I got lots of things like, oh, you're like ugly, or oh, you do some weird job, or your makeup isn't good. It's bad. That's why, I don't know. It's again not the topic of the video. I'm like always shifting from one point to another. But basically, what I'm seeing right now is that lots of influencers, they are going into business and like they're becoming entrepreneurs. And this is good and great, but sometimes you have to know a little bit more about business to be successful, or you have to own lots of money to make sure that you have at least a budget to go on. But it's not the problem. if you know anything about astrology and if you are interested in this topic at least a little bit, you know that lots of astrologers, they're talking about Pluto going into Aquarius. If I'm not mistaken, it is already in Aquarius. And it started, I guess, in 2023, where Pluto entered Aquarius, and then for a couple of months, and then it went back, it retrograded to the Capricorn. And then it's again direct in Aquarius. And I will tell you, lots of astrologers, they're saying that this is going to be a major shift up until 2044. And we had Pluto in Capricorn from 2008 to 2000, I guess, 23. And let me tell you guys, a lot of astrologers are saying that if you're doing business same old ways, let's say you're afraid of digital money and you're afraid of doing your business with, I don't know, some digital currency, for example, that is just like out of nowhere example, then you might lose everything through all these years, because if you're holding back to something super old and probably outdated, then you're not going to succeed. It's not about astrology. It's about the like forms and waves in your life or in our society that you can see old people, not all of them. I see a lot of guys in like over 60 or 70, they're owning their own channel, and even 50 and 40, they're owning their own channel and they're showing something interesting. They're doing the content. So they're not afraid to put themselves out and to show something to other like people, to be public at some point. And I know that if you are someone who's like, oh, I'm not going to get into that, I'm too old for this, and I don't really want to dive into social media, I think that social media is literally making you stupid. It's a little bit weird. Of course, we have advantages and disadvantages of social media. The main advantage, I guess, is that without going out in public, if you're afraid to be public and you can't give public speeches, this is a great thing because you are surrounded with your own, like, say, house and environment. You're at home, and it's not a big deal for you to film something in front of camera because you know that no one is literally listening to you. A couple of times, and you're good to go to film something really, really good, like good content. But when we're talking about like negative form, I watched some video a couple of days ago about China and the statistics that from 18 to approximately 30 years old, they are not interested in working. So they are unemployed. 30% of population from 18 to 30 are unemployed. They're playing games, like computer games, and they're filming some content. They are, I'd say, influencers. Probably if they're 30% of these people are not earning money, then probably this content is not it's not bringing some actual finances and actual money. And this is a downfall, I guess, of social media, that everyone thinks if you start doing some content that it's going to bring you lots of money. I know that I have only, I don't know, for now it's 746 subscribers. I'm super grateful, but this amount of people and subscriptions, and especially my views, they're not bringing me actual profit. And my husband, he supports me. I have a profession. I have two diplomas, let's say. The first one is teacher. I am a teacher. And then the second diploma, I'm an interpreter. Translator, interpreter, you can call it either way, but I'll tell you guys that I actually work for a company. I work for the company, and then I quit my job a year ago, and I have no regrets. If you want me to dive into this topic a little bit later, I can definitely do this. If you have any questions. For now, I just want to specify it is not easy to just like, oh, I quit my job, that's why I'm staying home. This is my choice. I'm a little bit picky. I know it because I don't really want to go some random company. I faced some mental issues and mental problems after I quit my first ever job. This was my second job, I'd say. So I did face lots of difficulties and problems after that. And that was the main idea behind picking my second job. It was not only picky, but I was cautious. Is it going to be a great opportunity for me? That is the main reason why I really want to upgrade, let's say, my working place, my working environment. And while I'm started searching and my husband helps me to search for this type of job, I'm doing my vlog and I'm doing this type of content. But let me tell you a little bit different thing. If my podcast or channel becomes very popular and people are interested and I get views and I can earn money out of my content, believe it or not, I'm not going to go and find a real job, the one that can provide every single month fixed salary. I would definitely go, and I will not go anywhere. I will stay home and film this type of content because I feel like influencer job is giving you a lot of freedom. You can choose your own content, you can choose your own topics and themes of your videos. Of course, you can check out some different types of what is trending right now, but mainly you can do whatever you want, and you can see that every single influencer has their own style. The worst thing when you start copying someone, but mainly if you have your own style, that's great. I know that if we're going back to this astrology topic and Pluto, and then you have to do something brand new, not even brand new, but you have to acknowledge the fact that there is social media and you have to be there. You have to put yourself there. Not every single person, but if you really want to succeed in certain areas, if you're an entrepreneur, then you'd better go out there and showing your products and showing something that people are going to be interested in. If you're stuck with something that worked 20 or 30 years ago, you're not going to be as successful as probably you could have been with the social media and progress and digital money and digital itself. I'd say I see a lot of influencers are talking about TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. It is like these three platforms are huge. They are gigantic, and these are main platforms. Social media, if we're talking related to social media. And I love and prefer YouTube because it's just a safe space for me. I can share on my YouTube channel some short form content, at the same time, long form content. I'm going to be honest, I love YouTube because it's, I guess, probably this was the first ever platform that I started with. Not even started with, but it was just, it has everything. I really like YouTube because it includes lots of things. If we're talking about TikTok, TikTok boomed in 2000, let's say, no, it was super popular in 2019, but it gained the majority of popularity in 2020 due to COVID. And I understand this. It's like really cool platform to upload your content. And you could boost on TikTok years ago. Right now, lots of influencers are complaining they cannot reach their own audience because this platform is literally hiding the content from your subscribers. And that is the main problem. They're like promoting this TikTok shop. I remember Instagram had something similar, and they were kind of promoting some like Instagram shop or something like that. And I remember they were promoting something like other influencers that I was interested in, and I didn't understand why they were literally just showing this all the time, and they weren't showing me my feed and my subscriptions. And I honestly, if I rate for me different platforms, YouTube is going to be the first place, is going to, get the first place. Then I'd say probably TikTok and then Instagram. I I get tired of TikTok pretty quickly because they're giving me a lot of content that I'm not interested in. And when I'm scrolling, I don't really get a lot of nice, I guess, um, a lot of relevant content that I would be interested in. I love cooking. I love cooking shows. I love design. I love styling, dressing up, styling, and I love makeup. Basically, I have four main hobbies, and most of these content that I get from TikTok is not related to my hobbies. It is related to some weird, I guess, not even weird influencers, but some influencers that have nothing to do with my hobbies. They just get popular and viral. That's why they're kind of giving this information to me. And I am subscribed on Nikki Tutorials. I don't get any video from Nikki through my feed or just like this TikTok feed, I'd say. Sometimes I get Curly Bible, but only because I check her page myself. And this is the main problem. If I watch YouTube feed and shorts at the same time, they show me something that I'm interested in, style and fashion. That's what I really love about YouTube. And it's lots of influencers saying that it's much easier to grow on YouTube nowadays instead of TikTok and Instagram. Though Instagram, going back to the previous, let's say, search analytics where you can literally grow on Instagram again. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Instagram. I don't really upload that much on Instagram. That is the main reason why I want to tell you guys that I see a lot of influencers saying like, "Oh, it's so good to be back home on YouTube. Oh, it's so good to show you guys full reviews." That I watched last week, I guess. I watched Nikki Tutorials. She uploaded this video review on her channel about Kim makeup. I'd say Kim Kardashian makeup. And she said it's so good to be back with reviews that you shouldn't sort of compile in 1 minute video. It's basically you can talk 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time you need, you can talk about some products on your channel. This is the main idea of YouTube, that you're not limited with timing. And TikTok, they want to do something similar and give you up to 30 minutes when you can upload videos up to 30 minutes, which is going to be weird. Why would I use TikTok if I have YouTube for that matter and for this purpose? If you created some platform for short content, then just stick to this, because people, they don't really understand what should they do. Should they upload a 30-minute video, or maybe 1 minute video, or 30 seconds? I honestly, I do not know what is the purpose behind TikTok now. Like nowadays, it's so weird to understand what TikTok wants you to do, because I see a lot of other influencers showing you this plan, how you can grow on TikTok, how you can grow on Instagram, or of course like YouTube. I don't really think it's gonna work. And before I watch all of this sort of plans, I go and check out comments, because there are gonna be definitely people who try this out. And I see a lot of these people saying, like a lot of their subscribers, or probably just random people that check out this video, saying it doesn't work for them. It doesn't work for them at all. It worked for this person, for this influencer, but it doesn't work for the majority of people. And that's okay. You see that, for example, this video gained 1 million views, 1 million views. And you can understand that if people are interested in this type of content, then at least 60 or 70% of those views are from other influencers or people that are trying to grow their channel. And then you see that there are probably 700,000 people that are trying to grow their channel, and it's not going to work for all of them. You can see that at least analytics doesn't work this way, because it's so much people, and you can make every single video viral for at least like 1 million, for 1 million people. You can make every single person recognizable, reach, famous, and so on and so forth. I believe it's some sort of luck. If you're lucky to gain that much views, you're lucky. And if you are not lucky, then you're not lucky. I feel like probably another thing, like this is of course not just luck. Of course, it's not just luck. It's like deliberate work and very hardworking people. I'd say you have to provide this content every single day. Not every single day, but at least 5 times a day. 5 times a week, guys. I'm sorry. And people have to just like see you everywhere every day, probably, so they can get used to your topics and maybe makeup and other topics that you provide. I am not very successful. I cannot recommend you how to do and what to do to gain your followers, to gain your subscribers. But at the same time, I feel like the only thing that I got from all of these influencers that are literally showing you how to gain lots of followers and subscribers is that you have to be consistent. This is the only advice that I got and I feel is relevant. Most of this plans, how to upload, where do you need to upload, what is trending right now, it's relevant, because every single person, if you try to follow in some system, it just probably not going to work out for you. You have to be out of your system to get the popularity. It's my point. But who knows? I'm not popular and I'm not here to judge someone else, because I have no idea what is going to work for me. Basically, I feel like YouTube is probably going to be again in its glory, and it's going to get lots of, like, the flow of people is going to come back. But I see YouTube is doing the same probably mistake as other platforms. They're doing this beta version where you have to pay for views. For example, you upload a video and then you pay and then they promote this video. But the thing behind that is, if I am correct, but when I read the description of this beta version of payment and like ad sort of promotions, that you have to pay, but any follower that you get out of this content that is like prepaid content, you are not going to get, you're not going to be monetized for this subscribers, and you're not going to get paid for some ads that these subscribers are going to, like when these subscribers are watching your videos later on, you're not going to get paid for that because these subscribers, YouTube kind of got you through their feed and through their ads. Something like this. And it is so weird because right now they're creating this problem where people are going to pay money to get promoted. And believe it or not, they're going to pay a lot. Not a lot, but they're going to wait some results and outcome out of those payments. And probably you're going to gain some of the followers and some of subscribers, but it's not going to give you any stability, and it's not going to give you any feeling that, oh, now I'm going to be popular. It's definitely going to, you're probably going to gain another 1,000 of subscribers, but is it literally going to give you the popularity that you need to leave your job and to become an independent influencer? That is the main problem. And the thing about this is I noticed in August, I guess it was in August, lots of people start complaining that before August, it wasn't that much of a problem to gain at least 1,000, 2,000, maybe even more, couple of thousand views through their shorts. But later on, closer to September, when they had this beta version with ads and promotions and whatever, it became super, super hard, and the amount of your views decreased. Like if you got like approximately 1,000 views every time you upload your video, then in a couple of months later, you got only 20 views or 100 views. It drastically dropped. And I believe this happened because YouTube wanted this to become a theme, to become a great thing, because they're just literally sort of like not banning your content, but they're shadowing this content. And if you're paying, they're going to show your real content as it used to be, and as you used to gain this 1,000 subscribers, not subscribers, 1,000 views, let's say. I am not really sure if it's true or not, but I believe social media has to adjust as well. It's not always about money. It's not always about giving, like, it became so trendy and so popular to be an influencer, to have your own channel, that social media, not even social media, but huge platforms, gigantic platforms, they have become a little bit greedy, and they want to get lots of money, though they do really get a lot of money from different ads and other brands that try to promote their I don't know, products through the social media platforms. So they got greedier, and they've got greedier and greedier, and I don't know what is going to be later on. Probably they're going to be another platform, not a TikTok, not a YouTube, not an Instagram, but something different that's going to compile everything. I mean, not only everything, but it's going to compile a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of YouTube, and a little bit of TikTok. And it's going to be popular because they're not going to be that greedy as these platforms have become. What do you think, guys? Do you have your YouTube channel or maybe TikTok channel? What do you think? Is there a problem right now that a lot of content creators are facing, that only super popular creators and super popular influencers are getting promoted, and small channels, they get stuck with something that they have? Or this is a problem of the content. So the content is not interesting. That is the main reason why you can't get your viewers' attention, let's say. This podcast episode was devoted to some really cool topic as social media. And real quick, I want to tell you that my grandma, she's watching, she's super religious, and she's watching the service from home through phone and this internet connection, I'd say. That's why this is something that I'm talking about. Even church has become a little bit progressive due to COVID, and it is so weird and crazy, but due to, I guess, pandemic in 2020, we are able to have a little bit different mindset right now. And a lot of companies, they had to they saw potential behind working from home or doing their business through social media, or probably even engaging with others through computer and staying home, paying less money because you don't really have to rent something if you can pay and the work is getting done without some rents. And I know that there's still going to be probably some people that are willing to stay home, and there's some people that are willing to go and engage with others. Of course, we're all different and understand this, and I get it that not every single person is going to work from home. But I guess most of us are going to shift later on. And if you're the company that is not willing to do that, that might be a real big problem. And one more quick example of this, engagement into some modern life. My friend, really good friend, she used to work for one company. She's a journalist, and this company, they allowed her to stay home 3 times a day, 3 times a week. She had to go home and to get to work from home. And 2 times a week, she had to come back to the office and work from office. And then she quit her job and went to a little bit different place. And she had to get some information about astrology, about signs, like all 12 signs of Capricorn, Sagittarius, what is for you today, or something like this. And she told me the main problem was with her boss. She asked if she could work from home because there's nothing she can do. Like, she has to come to the office to write some text. And she asked if she could do this from home. And he said, no, 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 no. We're all family. We have to work together. We have to engage. And we have to be like as a community and something like this. It's not going to work. I mean, a couple of years later, it's just literally gonna be a huge problem for people over 60 or 50, even 40, I'd say, that are not willing to change their, like say, view on certain things. And I believe and I hope that people are going to see this, because if they're not going to change their perspective on certain problems, let's say, of society, they're just going to be fired from their places, and they're going to be replaced with someone else, someone who's willing to work in a little bit different direction and shift their view, and create something different. I'm not saying that you have to change everything, but at least moderate some parts of their job. Okay, guys, I hope this podcast was useful, and I'm still waiting for your comments. What do you think about Pluto? Or what do you think about this topic with digital, probably money, or entrepreneurs doing their business through social media? Is it going to be a thing for you? Are you an influencer? Are you someone who's doing probably different type of content that hasn't been done before? Or maybe you're thinking of doing your own content and your own channel. Are you consistent? So let me know everything on what you agree or disagree with me. Love you all, guys, and I'm going to see you in my next podcast. That's fine with me. Don't forget that I have mail down in the description box. If you have any questions and you want to be anonymous, you can always ask me through this mail. And I'm going to see you next time. Love you guys. Bye bye.